good morning, afternoon for some people, for wherever you are. Arsenal play Leicester today, and the match is going to kick off at 3 p.m. for most already know. The first game of the season, we played against Crystal Palace, and that ended in 2-0. We played away. So today's game is going to be the first home game of the season. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's out, sunny outside, sorry. Heat wave going in the UK for those that don't know. Arsenal looking forward to playing a second game that could definitely put them in front. Well, depending on who's playing first this Saturday. But regardless of that, we should be able to win this game against Leicester. And why I say so is not just because of I'm being corky or anything, but because Leicester do have problems currently, and we should be capitalizing on all of that. Leicester currently, Brendan Rodgers are struggling to keep a hold of players and haven't bought any players this season. If you go far back to the beginning of the season, you can tell when the Tielemans story first came up. I don't like to do transfer news, but just touching on that a little bit. Tielemans news first came up as he was, being touted to join Arsenal, and Arsenal was, going in for him, and there was a price of 35 million or 30 million then, and all of a sudden it became a thing of Arsenal weren't interested in him, or Arsenal were just playing the waiting game and going back at the end of this, the transfer window to pick him up. But none of that has come to fruition yet. And Tielemans is still a Leicester player as we speak currently right now. He's going to be, currently in London right now, and they're going to be over at the Emirates Stadium soon. We're going to see what kind of Tielemans turns up today. Does he have his head turned already by, the Arsenal interest, the Man U rumors, him wanting to leave? What sort of Leicester side are we going to see with Maddison also? Newcastle, we've heard, are bidding for him. There was a 40 million or 50 million bid that went in that got rejected. I think it was rumored that Maddison wants to or prefers a move to Arsenal. Obviously, remembering last summer we tried to pick him up and then instead went for Odegaard, who I think was the better decision in my opinion, and sort of proved right because throughout the season you could see how far Leicester fell off, and Maddison in particular. He showed some, great form towards the end of the season and the preseason, and now the first game against Brentford. But after going 2 up, they suddenly lost that game and went down. Sorry, they didn't lose the game though. They lost 2 goals and ended the game in 2-2, giving Brentford a chance to come up. And not many have given Brentford a chance to even stay up in the Premier League this season. So, looking at Leicester, you kind of wonder what sort of Leicester side is really going to turn up today. If they could drop points against Bradford, they've got all these problems that are going on for the football club. Are we still sure that Brendan Rodgers is that man to sort of instill his players to, take it to the next level and play against Arsenal, try and pick up a win, try and start off the way they started off against Brentford last week, but this time maybe hold on for the win? Now, history suggests that, recent history suggests that Leicester coming to Arsenal, Arsenal going to Leicester, is going to end up in an Arsenal win most likely. And Leicester will probably try and pick up a goal. Some people are still scared about that, and I think it's just all the trauma and PTSD from all the Arsenal games we've had before. And people are expecting Arsenal to, concede a goal, but still want Arsenal to win. They're saying 3-1. Some people I'm seeing are saying 2-1. Some people think it's going to be close. But I'm predicting 4-0, like you can see. I tried to put up one video and I don't know what's going on with it at the moment. So next time I'm going to just come up straight instead of scheduling the stream. I'm going to just stream it all up till I can understand how to work that then. Right. So I'm confident of a 4-0 win because of we've got Saliba in the back right now. So if that one goal that we always gave away to these teams and whatnot, then that one goal would have been given away against Crystal Palace. But Saliba did a great job there. And in Leicester right now, you're saying people that could probably give us a problem will be Harvey Barnes and Jamie Vardy, but that's just 2 people. In the Crystal Palace team, they had Mateta, they had Elise, they had Zaha, they had Ayew. They had so many people on that pitch that could have given us a problem. Edward, for example. But we kept them quiet, and I expect the same thing to happen this time around when we're playing Leicester. I expect us to keep Jamie Vardy quiet like we did last season, also at the King Power Stadium, if you remember. I expect us to keep Madison quiet also, although he might try and have a good game. But I see Party sort of, holding that midfield with Xhaka and Odegaard running things ahead. I did hear today we might get to see Fabio Vieira, so I hope then we have a comfortable lead, say 2-0, and he comes on and shows us what he can do. Maybe three, just for good sake, and not put too much pressure on him. His first game and all, in the Emirates Stadium, he didn't get to play in the preseason. When we bought him, he came with a cast, and many people were worried. It's a Kim Karlstrom, Portuguese Kim Karlstrom, and all the sort of, nonsense talk that people have been saying. But that's not our business. They can all, yeah. So I expect this 4-0 to happen. I expect, you know, the midfield battle to be an interesting one because Leicester, the only thing that they have really going on for them right now is the midfield. And that's Tillemans, who we talked about, trying to come into Arsenal trying to get him, or, Man United maybe going to get him, or some other team that comes in for him maybe at the end of the season. This Madison that I talked about with Newcastle and his preference for Arsenal. And there's how could we forget Fofana that Chelsea are chasing and currently trying to bid for with the record bid for defender, Maguire being 75 million. And now Fofana is being, touted at 80 million. And if Chelsea paid that 80 million, would Fofana start today or would he be held back? And because there's discussions and, ongoing about the player, would they risk having him injured or would they risk losing the game just because of, they don't want him to get injured? All that is left to be seen, but I expect Jesus to pick up his first goal, probably first two goals for Arsenal. When we played against Sevilla, I was lucky and fortunate enough to be able to be there with my partner, my girlfriend, and we saw the match in which Jesus scored 3 goals. And if you see part of the shots videos I got on here, it shows the third goal of his hat trick going in that match. I think he's already used to the Emirates Stadium. He's used to the Arsenal team, obviously. He's played in different stadiums now, from Germany and Nuremberg to Orlando, and yeah, finally down to the Emirates, like I just said. But this is a different thing. This is the Premier League, but it's still the same stadium. I expect Jesus to fully feel comfortable. Zinchenko to fully feel comfortable. Um, Vieira, funny enough, I think will be comfortable when he comes on also. But Jesus, quick goal starts, first 20 minutes. I expect to see us now, leading by at least 2 goals. You don't want the game to be killed off early like we did against Sevilla, but you don't want Leicester to also get, into the stride and start, doing the Leicester thing and try and pull a fast on us by scoring a goal and, putting us on pressure because I feel like everything is going well right now. But when that one goal goes in the Premier League, what's going to happen? Because we haven't conceded against Crystal Palace. And that was the preseason, but we didn't concede against Sevilla and we didn't concede against Chelsea. So when that first goal goes in, what happens? I was watching the little um, all or nothing videos for Arsenal, and I didn't even know about it being on YouTube. And just in case anyone out there have a look, you might find them. The little clips, 4 minute, 50 seconds, 55 seconds each. But I kept watching it. I think it's maybe edited, so don't quote me on that and everything. But I was watching and I saw the reactions of Aaron Ramsdale when he doesn't get a clean sheet, and the sort of team talks they had, and the sort of way the bond of the team was building last season. Now, if this is all making us excited and this is all last season, then what's happening with the season? This players must have obviously, evolved in so many areas. The bond could be tighter. We can obviously see Saliba coming in now makes that defense solid. He's blended into the team perfectly because it's not like we just bought him brand new. We always had him, but we loaned him out to 3 different clubs before he came back. His issue scored 2. Shaka should get 1, and I'm hoping Martinelli or an Odegaard or probably even the Smith Rowe off the bench can come and get the final goal. The final goal, the second to the last goal, that's the third and fourth goal. I think will come in the second half. Leicester will, like Crystal Palace, I think they might try and come out to play us after the first 20 minutes of the first half. we might manage that a bit better because Leicester, in my opinion, no offense to them, are not a strong team as Crystal Palace. I know they won the league before and everything, but right now, currently on paper, Crystal Palace are stronger and they should win against the Leicester side right now. They're going through this horrid time quite comfortably, in my opinion. Um, as for what I think about this game in terms of just not the scores, I think there might be a few yellow cards in there. The sun being up and all gets people quite, edgy. We might see, there's going to be water breaks like they mentioned, and everyone has said this already, but I'm just going to say the same. Arteta loves this water breaks when he can use the chance, sorry, to talk to the players and sort of, give them extra insights or explain something new or, talk to someone that is not actually doing what he wants to be done. And this sort of always works out because whenever we see him call them together, they go out and they seem to play slightly different to what they were doing, and a goal usually comes in from around that period. Also, whenever he makes a substitution, he sometimes gets it mostly, well, sometimes gets it right. Let's not say mostly, because as a manager, it's not easy for you to be able to read the game and know when to bring on a player and know if that player is going to actually affect the game in the way you want them to, and if they will actually score and win you the game. I think there might be an injury in this game, but I don't see one that would be too serious. I'm hoping it's not an Arsenal player, but for some reason, because of the hot sun, like I mentioned, the tempers flying, or the pressure on Leicester and the willingness to, win the game and not without conceding a goal on Arsenal's part, might just see a lot of tackles, go in and somebody get injured at the end of it all. Mm. At the end of the game, I will come back on here again to stream, and hopefully this time I can just, sort it out, come back one time straight on live. We'll currently have a look and see who is playing at the moment. And let's have a look. Just give us 1 second. See who's playing at this minute in time. For some reason, I think it might be Chelsea Tottenham, but that is Sunday, isn't it? Pardon me if I'm wrong, people. Just having a look. Oh, it's Everton against Aston Villa, or Aston Villa versus Everton. Everton playing away, Aston Villa playing at home. The match has, or it's just about to start. I'm gonna obviously, I love my football. I'm gonna skip into that, watch the game, see what's going on, because at some point we are going to be playing Everton and Aston Villa, and I don't want to be one of those people that make a stream or make a video and just talk out of my ass. I want to be able to watch these games and give you a proper insight as to what I think of a team before I start saying anything. As for Leicester, I've had a look at them already. I've been following everything that's been going on, especially because of the Tillemans link, the Madison link also slightly in there. Schmeichel going away. And just a quick one, just to say congratulations to both Brook Nottingham and his new contract. And I'm hearing he might be going out on loan again, but that only strengthens the belief in the club, or the belief in the player by the club, that he's one that they see definitely for the future, near future, if I say. Because to me, I'll say keep him right now, let him be that extra cover, just in case, we have two injuries, Tomiyasu and then Cedric. That would be really terrible to have to go put in Ben White and then have to risk our centre backs getting an injury. You know how it goes. Uh, um, I say he stays, plays the cup games, plays the Europa, get used to being around the seniors a little bit, and maybe go off in January. At least then he knows, okay, this is what it's like in the first dressing room or first team dressing room. This is where I need to get to. This is who I need to replace or take over, or whatever. Well, so when he goes out, he knows what the manager's gonna say. Because again, watching that all or nothing video, I seen Ateta mentioning that he told Smith Rowe to go out on loan, but wasn't gonna watch no videos of him. What he wanted to do was he wanted to hear about him, but he wanted to hear from people about him, not about the way he played, was about him as a person, and that to me was, I mean, that was gold. It shows like, this thing about the culture that Teta came into the club with, about instilling that culture back in, to know we have the right characters at the club that definitely want to play for the club. When they put on that shirt and they have that badge in their chest, the name on their back, they're definitely, in front of 60,000 people at the Emirates, 60 plus. They're 100% playing like we are playing. They're playing for us, with us, you know, against whoever comes into our stadium. And they're making sure that they put in every single tackle and effort to try and win that game. And this is only what we, you know, demand as Arsenal fans, as we give our all, time, sweat, and, sometimes, probably in some cases, let's not get too extreme, but you know what I mean. Right, people. I didn't plan to do a real long stream, but I thought to start doing my streams a bit more now. It looks all, a little bit unprofessional right now, maybe in my opinion. But things will get better slightly, and obviously we, support that we'll get from here over time. I will get time to, switch what I do and focus more on this. Because to be a content creator, you have to, first of all, be a typical mad fan, in my opinion. You must follow every game, every news, every little bit of thing. Like, you must be beating the same way you must have the same heartbeat as your club has. And yeah, I'm thinking for so many reasons, today's gonna be a good day. So let's go enjoy the first game that's, just starting now. And I'll meet you back here after the Arsenal game, where we'll discuss what's happened. And before I leave, I'm just gonna give you, my predictions again. 4-0. I think Jesus is gonna score 2. I think Saka score 1. And I think we're due a goal from Odegaard, or, Smith Rowe off the bench. Maybe even Vieira. Maybe he might give us a surprise goal. But let's wait and see what happens. I hope Ramsdale gets his clean sheet, because we don't want to see a crazy Ramsdale again. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just go watch the video on YouTube, see how he reacts when he doesn't get a goal. Even when we won the game, everyone is happy, cheering him on, consoling him and stuff, but he wasn't really happy. So yeah, let's hope that we get this 4-0 underway, and I'll see you all right back here in a bit, people. Peace.